Hey guys, look what we have on the menu today. Cast iron skillet pizza coming at ya. I'm going to show you how to make it. It's so good. We have a pizza Bianco, white pizza, and a red pizza over here with a little salami and spicy peppers. Let's get started. Hey guys, and welcome back to Adventures of Melissa. I'm sure you saw those previews. Only one guess. It's pizza day. Yes, cast iron skillet pizza. If you've never made it, I promise it will be super easy. And of course, there's always going to be a little shenanigans in the video. So let's begin. Now, before we begin, I want to kind of show you guys what I'm using. This is great. I think it's called Delalo. I've used it a couple of times, and it makes really great focaccia bread or pizza, stromboli. So if you don't want to make your own dough mixture, this already comes with the flour. They use 00 flour, which is great for pizza, and it comes with a yeast packet. So it's super easy. We're going to add it to this bowl, and then we're going to let it rise, and everything will come out amazing. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so. It's kind of crazy, wasn't it? All right, so we'll just take this out. Just going to. Here's the little yeast packet that it comes with. What you guys want to do first is tear this yeast packet open, and you want 1 1/4 cup of water, and then mix the yeast in there. Make sure that that water is lukewarm because it will activate the sugars in the yeast, and it will help for a good rise and a good pizza in the long run. So let that hang out. I use a mason jar. I cook like my grandma, so I don't really use a lot of measuring cups, but this is an old mason jar that has cups and ounces on it. It's one of my favorite kitchen utensils. It's kind of old school. I mean, come on, right? We're making pizza. Don't be a wise guy. I missed. Okay, so let's pour this in. This is the 00 flour. And this is not sponsored by anybody, guys, so don't think that, don't think that. This is just normal stuff I use every day in my kitchen. All the seasonings I use, everything is stuff directly from my kitchen that I enjoy using, so I'm not trying to, like, promote anybody, but if you want to promote, I can use, yeah. What we have here is that flour going. We have 1 1/4 cup of lukewarm water with a packet of yeast that has been sort of marinating in there. And what you want to do is just add it directly to the flour. Okay. Now, ooh, there's still a little yeast in there too. Might have to get that out, but we should be okay. Okay. So the next thing that you want to do, I feel like the best utensils are what? Your hands. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but let's just get in there. Okay guys, depending on what you're doing, you might have to add a little bit more water because the directions on the back say 1 1/4 cup, but sometimes you may have to add a little extra if my hands are a little sticky. So let's add a little bit more water to this. All right, so after you've kneaded the dough just a little bit, you'll end up with something that looks a little bit like this. Should be nice, not too sticky. You can work with it. And what we're gonna do is let it rise. So I'm gonna put it in a couple containers. So let's do that. Look at that. Woo! Okay, so you're gonna basically cut it in half, okay? And then we're just going to kind of roll those into two smaller round dough balls. And this is what's going to go in the cast iron. That's why I have two cast iron skillets, because it actually makes two pizzas. Who knew? Okay. So I'm just going to kind of make that into a nice little ball. Make sure they're nice and even. This one feels a little smaller than this one. Whatever. So put this into two plastic containers and we're going to drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil. Now, when we originally made this dough, if you need to add a little extra water or maybe you need to add a little extra flour, go ahead and do that if you need to adjust. It depends on your altitude, the weather, the humidity, but just follow the directions on the back and you should be totally fine. So I'm just going to rub this olive oil a little bit around the dough just to make sure it's nice and evenly coated while it rises. All right, guys, check this out. Oh my gosh, they have risen. It's soft and pillowy, and we're ready to put it in the cast iron skillet. But first, there's one step we have to do. Okay, so first up, I'm gonna put a little oil in here. Oh yeah, a little oil. And then what we're gonna do is just kind of smear that oil around. And these are already seasoned cast iron, meaning that they've already been oiled, but you want extra oil when you're cooking. Okay, so the next step is we're gonna take a generous amount of butter in each of these pans. We'll get it, I know. The next thing you want to do is take a paper towel and just kind of smear that butter around and blot it around the best that you can. All right, guys, as you can see, this is what they should look like when they're all heavily buttered and seasoned with olive oil and all that good stuff. So let's put the dough in here. Ready? Hear that? Oh God, that was kind of loud. Oops. Okay, guys, the next thing you want to do, and if your hands don't have a little butter on them already, put a little butter or olive oil on them. What you want to do is you're just going to try to spread this dough out where it's about the shape of the pan itself. You want to get all the way to the edge, okay? All the way to the edge. All right, guys, we are in the home stretch. Woo! Woo! Okay. So we have all the accoutrements to the pizza. We have a white Alfredo sauce here. You guys can see that. We also have a red sauce, which is a quick red sauce that I made. It is canned, but it is a plain sauce where I can season and add all of the herbs that I want to, that I like in a sauce. So if you guys can see that, that is fresh basil, garlic salt, and garlic powder. And then I drizzled a little olive oil on top. I'm gonna mix this with a spoon, and the olive oil in the sauce will actually help not to make the pizza runny or soggy. That olive oil provides almost like a barrier so your dough can cook. Because if there's too much moisture, that dough is gonna be soggy. And nobody wants a soggy pizza. The other things that we have in this pizza is my favorite cheese. This is not sponsored or endorsed by any company. This is just my favorite stuff. So Galbani mozzarella cheese, whole milk. This stuff is so good, you guys. This stuff is the best classic melt. that classic pizza, cheese pull, whatever you want to call it. This is so good. It's a great melting cheese. Now, the key here, though, is this is not a wet ball mozzarella. I call it wet ball mozzarella, but there's certain mozzarellas that when you buy them, they have a ton of moisture and a ton of water in them, and they're real squishy. That's not the kind of cheese that you want on this pizza, because a lot of those wet mozzarellas have so much moisture that when it cooks, it releases all of that water, and then again you end up with a watery pizza. So you want to make sure that you're using a little bit more of a solid cheese, and then we're going to mix it with also, I know it's getting better, it's getting better, it's getting better. This is also a drier mozzarella mixed with an Asiago, provolone. It's kind of a mixture of cheeses, white cheeses. And this will help also to caramelize. So wonderful cheeses. We have like 5-6 cheeses going on here. And then for your topping, here's what we're going to do. For the white pizza, we are doing a wonderful smoked ham. Get a really good ham from the deli. I got off the bone ham. Any ham that's called off the bone, I don't care what brand it is, get it. Get an off the bone tavern or smoked ham. And then over here we have some salami. This is not pepperoni. I know what you guys are saying. Where's the pepperoni? I don't do pepperoni a lot because pepperoni is really greasy, and I find that salami gives you that pepperoni-ish flavor, but without all that grease all over your pizza. Okay, so let's start layering in all of this stuff. I'm gonna give this a stir. There's no need to cook this red sauce because it's gonna bake in the oven. So just give that a stir with your olive oil and your little seasonings in there. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little red sauce on this one. I've cleaned the spoon. Okay. So this is our nice white Alfredo sauce. You can make it homemade. I'll save that for another recipe when I make homemade Alfredo pasta. But since I'm making a pizza and the pizza is the star of the show, we can just get a store-bought Alfredo. Just make sure you get like some top shelf stuff. So let's do this one now. All right, guys, so let's get our toppings on here. Look at this. I took that big old block of Galbani and I made it into these huge chunks because this is going to help to make it all nice and melty. And when you slice it kind of thick like this, it takes a little longer to melt, so you'll get the ooey gooiness. But then with this kind of cheese over here, you're going to get the caramelization that you like. So a mixture of both of these cheeses is absolutely critical for a good cast iron skillet pizza. The first thing I'm going to do here is do a little cheese like so. Ooh. I won't sing. I can't sing. A little bit of ham, smoked ham here. And we're going to like sprinkle it about. You know what? I'm just going to leave that. Okay, guys, so red pizza, salami. This is kind of a pro tip, and just the tip. Just kidding. This is a family show. I like to double up on the pepperoni or salami like that because I like a little bit of the ones that get crispy on the top. But if you just put like one pepperoni or one salami, that thing's gonna like char in the oven like immediately. And we need time for this to bake because it's gonna take about 25-30 minutes, good 30 minutes I'd say, to bake both of these. double up on that pepperoni or salami. And remember, we're using salami because I don't want it like super greasy. So put 2. So now we got that thick cut Galbani, because I cut it thick, mozzarella. So you just want to kind of break it into like a nice big chunk and just plop it somewhere on the pizza. You know what, guys? While I'm sitting here snacking on this mozzarella, there's one thing I forgot, and it's jalapeno on the red pizza because I love a spicy red pizza. You can do red pepper flake, but I like a little fresh serrano, or you could do jalapeno, or you could even do a red pepper, like a Fresno chili, and that a Fresno chili actually has a little bit of sweetness to it, so any kind of pepper will work. Or if you're not into spice and flair and flavor, then don't put anything on there. I don't care, it's your pizza. All right, guys, these look absolutely fabulous. And so they are ready for the oven right now. And what we're gonna do is heat it at 385 in the oven. We're gonna cook this for about 30 minutes, and then we're gonna take it out, and then we're gonna put it on the stovetop on a burner for about 2 minutes, watching the undercarriage to make sure it doesn't burn like a grilled cheese. I know this is a little bit unconventional. Most cast iron pizza recipes want you to crank up your oven to like 500 degrees and then bake it. But I think baking it at a lower temperature and then just kissing it with a little bit of heat from the burner will make a little extra crispy on the bottom without over baking the pizza and over baking the cheese. Let's hit it. Guys, remember, because we oiled and buttered the bottom, you're gonna look for a little bit of brownness and crispiness, okay? That's what we're looking for, brownness and crispiness. We're not quite there yet. Let's let them go on the burner for about 2 minutes, and then we'll be back. Beautiful pizza we have here, cast iron skillet pizza. So what we're gonna do, guys, is just transfer these to my cutting board so I can chop them. Look, they came out. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, and then we have to do this one too. Yep, look at that. Ooh, I'm just gonna pull this over here. Okay, I don't even know where to start. I think I'm gonna try the white pizza first. Look, no, it's this one. Look, can you see the undercarriage? Ooh, that is so hot. Ooh. Okay, that, and then if you can see the undercarriage of this one too, that's why you have to put it on the stove, so you can get that little extra, you know, get a little extra with it. So let's try this one first. I want to show you guys what it looks like. It's cooked all the way through. It's got a little fluff, good bottom. Oh my God. Heaven. I gotta have another bite. Oh, where's that one with that? Ooh, yeah, see, look at this, look at this. That's what the edge looks like, bottom. Okay, here we go. Guys, I just want to say thank you for joining my channel and thank you for liking and subscribing. And if you're new, don't forget to hit subscribe. I have to eat now. I haven't eaten like all day. This is so good. I love you guys. Bye.